times he is like, he's not the star player of this team, but it feels like the team lives and dies on his performance, right? And that's part of the life of being an anchor at times, right? Like, you can't hold your bomb site if you're letting your team down. Your team's going to lose. But at the same time, if you get a little bit more output, you can set your team up to close the rounds that they're meant to close. So Snow is a bit of a linchpin in that sense. 17-7 cannot deny his impact in this game. After the pistol clutch and the shutdown in the follow-up, Mongols now go in for the full buy.
Vay jala 700 bo'pti-yu. Ko'tlaringga tiqmanglar. Tak, bizga birasidan necha kerak bizga? Mo'g'ullar 21 bizga voy jala 13-8 kerak bizga. 13-8 bilan ovoz normalmi? Ko'tlaringga tiqmanglar.
So one smoke will not stop the split. The Gazera waiting on an off angle at the window and Snow holding onto the tunnels.
Давай, крауns. Oh, nice. Oh, молодец.
Huge pickup from Blitz.
Yo'g'iga padriyat, короче, yutish kerak.
Kind of an unwinnable spot. 2 versus 3. It doesn't feel like it's worth the risk. Remains the MVP of this game because he comes in with a double entry, walking through that tunnel smoke, the grey screen into the B site, finds both kills to win the round there. It's a nice spam from Blitz. It certainly does shut down the retake, but even without it, it's a difficult call to make here.
Safe qilishyapti, короче. Find gaming.
But it's not a round they can win.
Так.
Looks for exits.
Yes, sure.
Very dangerous path.
Sure.
Sure.
bilan.
It will come for him.
Yaxshi.
He didn't chase him down on the reload. Lets him cover. And so triple exit makes money and removes it from the Mongols. They're not out of the woods here on this T side. Spray, man.
Zor.
Always good. Long play and Payne who were going to try and take that space when they're smoking.
Tak.
That's
Ketdi.
a good pick.
Ket yamsin. Vaqtalla. Nice. Pass. Nice. Voy jala.
And they're across it long now. The bomb coming in last, but that's not a problem. Payne aren't really in a position.
Qo'yamiz.
Don't have a nade for that smoke break either, at least not one in position.
Tak, ulardan bittasi shortdan keladi, yo. Seriously. Echo.
Is their best bet here, but that's going to waste precious time. They have to clear all these angles. Watch for lurkers.
Hadi kelishyapti.
Have perfect info on 3 players.
Bu flash beradi-da.
So they've got to be methodical with this. They flash short, going through the motions of clearing all these spots. That's wasted half the time on this defuse. You've got to play fast now.
Yashirin. Chiqma. Normal. Bo'l. Nice. Ajoyib. Like ham bosib qo'yamiz, короче. Masalan, zaif qilmay like bosinglar deb. Yaxshi.
You can't do this on an all.
Da zo'r.
Smoke stick was about to come through. Mongols live to fight. I mean, this is the round to end all rounds, right? This is the one where the Mongols can look to
put Dust 2 to bed. If they win this, they break Payne's money.
İkisi yedi bile hani.
Payne right back in to equalize his scoreline. They will be broke themselves. Will not stop them from buying if I know Mongols, but still, it's high risk. Coming up.
Day. 1, 2,
Close.
3.
AQZ dead, but he farms 3 kills. As they're throwing into his crosshair, that's gone horribly for the Mongols.
Quick plant would be nice, and Molly might cause problems, but they put it down anyway.
Nice.
DGT's efforts can't be in vain. This is a make or break round.
Go.
Gaming
Let.
flashes up to try and get the MP.
Nice. Hadi. Yetişi vardıysan salgını. Nice. And the match kazan.
Deals with him, and that breakthrough round comes through for Payne.
They're all so close. They're all coming down to the 1v1. They're all post plants as well.
Bitti yine.
That's just the way they play. But now Payne have been allowed back into the CT side. What a spray from DGT. I don't know how he gets 3 kills. Techno still nailing them on the cross. Gets 2 of his own. But it is Payne who are clinging on in this map. Infatuation with the B site.
Ular to'qqiz bo'lmasligi kerak. Mana bu urush.
Full of retakes.
Eco round.
Hesitant to buy, but buy they shall. 1 AK.
Hoppa, ot. Yo. Sen bizden. O. Ay o'zdan ekan. Ot. Tak, B'de eskim yo'q. Bu degani A'ga kirishadi-da. Shortdan da.
Waits with the lurk smoke on B.
Tak.
Is Snow really going to try and piece this one together? No. Creeps towards it straight away, but that's going to keep 2 players on this B site.
The setup from Payne looks like it might just be a mow down unless 910 finds crisp entries in this position. The flash setup, ramp, goose. This is not an easy attack for the Mongols.
Kettu.
Play through that.
Otma. Nice.
And then ends up playing ahead of it now.
Nice.
CGT and 910 and
Nice.
It's the mollies.
İkide kete karışı.
The peak early time.
УЗБЕК.
Payne have to go because they get double mollied.
İkide kete kaldı.
Really good placement for the Mongols through the smokes.
Tak, yakında. Bliska.
That changes the game. It was the force buy back in to break
Nice.
Payne's money.
Yani
And it looks
ikide
like
olsa
this
bol,
is-
üçte olsa bollu. Yani ikide. Ne oldu ucu kaçtı.
Payne can't risk an unrealistic retake.
That's kind of the problem here, right? Like, if you had a couple more grand floating around, you might still be interested in giving this a go. You know your util's done damage. You know these players are tagged up. You're in not awful positions to try and go fish for this retake, but money kind of decides.
Nice. Zor.
Sarah's gun gets removed. You don't attempt the 2-on-3. You really wanted to get out with both guns, and the gun you end up getting out with is a FAMAS on Snow.
Yeah, you would at least expect to win that fight down in spawn, but 910 jumps in. And this is why the Mongols are exciting. They live and they die on rounds like these. But what a great pocket strat to beat a strong setup. Double Molotovs, player drops spawn.
Da 2 kişi longa qarayapti, 2 kişi anonga. Side'dir. Zor komandacha, normal. Yani ikkita olgan ukam. Paint game agar paint kirish bitta olib qo'ysa agar dabdala.
Doesn't want to just start spamming the smoke and then die midway through a mag. Kind of forces him to move forward and go looking for fights.
Hoppa.
And he ends up being the first kill, the first domino to fall in that A-take. And now look at this, the money broken for Payne. This is what the Mongols have been chasing after for the last couple of rounds.
And while the Mongols bought last round to capitalize on the damage,
Short'ta yok.
they're buying to stay.
This is Molik.
Right now. They don't want to buy, they have to buy. And look at what they've got. They're running out of util already. 1 smoke is all that remains for Payne. No kit. Not even an M4. And this is to survive against to Mongols who have them right where they want them. A valiant attempt in the
Yakın,
T-side
yakın.
for Pain, a clear game plan,
Git koştu.
but maybe bitten off more than they can
Bak
chew.
BG borç gerek. BG yo B'de
Mongols,
şuradayken. Kırış gerek kim BG qara.
just patient.
O. Qanaqa rast ketdi bilet. Midga chiqadi, midga chiqmaylar lekin so'yadi. 4 ta ya. Qara chiqma, bilet. Chiqma ukam.
They're going into the stack.
Kelle, olla. Aytdim-a, chiqmadi, bilet.
The Deagles made this very interesting. EGT up on top of the boost fires off too soon.
To'xta,
Oh God, this
to'xta,
could
to'xta.
still slip through their fingers.
To'xtab
Even
tur
though that
ukam.
middle does a fantastic job of standing up.
Kelli beda.
Gaps have still opened.
Eshikda.
Play through this smoke, dropping the bomb with 10 seconds left will win you the round. DGT
Kirdi.
go for it.
Yeah, nice.
But that kill wins it.
Eshikda.
That kill makes the difference. Techno can't
Bля.
win time.
He's throwing grenades.
Блядь.
Grenades. Mongols are fiddling with
Охотанам o'zi kunat.
They're not gonna
Stream
help.
kunat.
They're not
Kunam
gonna
o'zi.
smoke. Techno has had a great game, but he
Yeah.
doesn't uncrouch in time. He doesn't stop that swing. And the smoke push with seconds to spare is enough to give despair to the Mongols.
This is just heroic play after heroic play for both teams.
So many close rounds. How
Putinga
painful
tiqdinglar,
this game
qiqim
is.
jandatlar.
They have the right to be.
O'char. Tak, endi nima qilish kerak? Endi ikkinchi kartani kirish kerak, короче.
Oh God, we go again.
Zera trying to rally the troops for the task that lies ahead because sure, that was the hard round. That was the must-win round and you had to do it with less.
A crunch.
They do it. But now's the time to capitalize. Now's the time to turn that one low-buy round win this late in the game into a victory on Dust 2.
But Mongols are the experts of these rounds, aren't they? They've already won this exact round.
Serioz umr bo'ladi hozir.
2 AKs and a Galil. Nothing's guaranteed. This is where Pain should win out. But you can't say anything for certain. Mongols trying to make magic happen.
Tak. Qatga. Midga bilan nima? Midga chiqishadi. Huxvomi ham midda.
Pain pick positions. They root their feet in. Flash is a problem. On top of this box, DGT has got to move. Blocks them into B a little bit. Will that create any gaps? Doesn't look like it. Mongols don't want to threaten. They go back up catwalk. Mongols take that fight with ease, and now they know A is weakened. They should have a read on this. Only NQZ.
Tak. Olishadi.
We'll have some semblance of support available from Long,
Sooner the better.
but it hinges on him staying alive. Something that feels notable is that it's NQZ with the flash, so he's going to have to self-flash himself here.
Two down.
Both on ramp. They're waiting for that NQZ flashbang.
Wow.
Comes out now. There's the peak on the back of it, and NQZ
Tak.
tries running away. Davidea sped to the wolves. Everyone's pretty wounded here for the Mongols,
Doesn't matter.
but numbers alone it could decide this round. Bigazera still seems
Wow.
interested. First
Wow.
shot connects. Bigazera's
Low HP.
suddenly brings Pain back into
Nice.
this. He's just tapping on the MP9. And
Brilliant.
Blitz dead now as well. That one gets away in an instant. 5-on-3 for the Mongols, and an MP9 has just ruined it.
Cinema game, full cinema game. How the hell has he done that in HD, in IMAX, no less? Just bursting on MP9. It's not nerfed if you only fire 3 bullets. Kra! And he cracks 3
Bu.
heads.
Anshi yomon bo'ldi.
As Mongols take fights in post-plant. It's not even bad fights necessarily. I mean, it's the only way they lose. But also, you got to kill them eventually. And Biguzera bursts every player out of the round. How the hell have Pain won that?
And dude, at this point, Pain deserved the win. In all
Yeah,
of these
so.
breakthrough rounds,
I think so.
where they're having to do so much with so little, they've made it work.
Kartdan ko'raylik.
The Mongols have had many a chance to close this game.
For sure.
You know, you've lost now to low econ rounds 3 or 4 times. You've had man advantages, you've had golden opportunities, you've had Payne's money at breaking point for what feels like an eternity. And even when they come through with MP9s, they're hitting harder.
Yeah, well, the bad news, Harry, is the villains sometimes win, and Mongols, who have had those chances, who have been unable to close, will still have a final buy in round 23. It's not always the Cinderella story here for Payne, as they found out in Austin.
Bega boraylar, bratishkalar, bega borsalar aka, menimcha. Beda anu maydacha bor. Bolacha.
Step up and gonna get so much done when this
Tak, mid bosh dedi. Normal, endi mid bosh. Ko'rdi. Ha, eko bilan. Nice. Vay, wow. Bolacha yomon yapti. Bolacha cho'ta yomon yapti, jallo.
Put my hands up, but it's fine.
Pa.
11 apiece.
I mean, Snow's just been a rock, right?
Tak, kim yutdi endi hozir?
He's looking this good, topping the charts. That's just kept the, like we were crediting Techno in that first half with the same type of feat, right? He was looking really, really solid at B, but then did have a couple of rounds where he drops the ball. Still, Payne are able to get through. Maybe he only gets one, and sure, it's asking a lot for him to multi-kill every round. But I feel like Snow's been good for it every time they've come B. Even that round there that you were getting so nervous about, where he splashed out through the window.
Ikkinchi karta qayerda bo'ladi? Shu aytib o'rsinglarmi?
He's able to navigate it well, and this has put Payne in pole position. 11 all, but they've got the edge in terms of the money here, thanks to a cleaner round there.
And still with a quiet Messino here. I mean, really had a couple of impactful doubles.
Where is Master Batbold? The Mongols need him.
That crispy round running up cap double entry. Otherwise, not too much he's done on this T side. Payne really going to find pick in this series. Roller coaster run. This is Blitz from the major. This is Blitz against G2.
Biron chiqasan, Blitz. Studios. Mashina chiqish kerak, yo chiqmaslik kerak. Oh, nice. Bolacha o'ldi.
If Blitz dies, it opens up the round, so he lives.
Yeah, Blitz has I mean, they know this round could have been over. If Snow didn't get 2, it very well would be, but Payne on the
retake. Nice, kuydi, wide out.
DGT
Oh, missed.
Okay, that's a bit of a disaster.
It wouldn't have landed anyway.
Can still make up for this. 9-10 holding onto the window.
Nice.
DGT found. NQZ and Davideus trying to make magic happen here, but time is fast getting away from them. It's
nice
on the swing, opening up. And
Zur.
the closer, Mazzinho and Blitz find match point for the Mongols.
Insane round to win.
Is this comeback, this back and forth, really going to happen only for the Mongols to win it right at the end of regulation?
It would just be heartbreaking for this to be the way to close it. Payne's own game plan against the B hits, never ending. And 3 kills, or 2 more, sorry, for Mazzino right at the end. He's only deals in doubles in this game. He's had 4 double kills. That is it.
Oh, NQZ does what he does best.
9 bo'lish kerak endi, jallod.
Knocks Blitz out as he tries to go for another run down middle.
Payne'ga qo'yamiz, Payne. Payne
gave it to him with the reload.
Normal o'ynadi lekin.
What he was asking for.
Qazatda lekin.
Now, wow, long. Haven't seen this one since the pistol. Mongols go back to
it. All right, you got to shine the bat signal.
Yeah.
You got to summon the bat bowl.
Who do you need?
No.
Get the bat
bowl. Come on, Mazzinho. Do something epic.
I thought you were cheering for Payne at this point. You said they deserved the win. You said they
I'm always cheering for Mazzinho, and he's having a rough game. So giving him something here in this final round. Payne sat in a 5v4.
Gitti, Mo'g'ul
Techno could catch them. And he's just here.
Qara. Oh! Zur.
It's a really solid move. They're taking space. They're pressing the advantage in a 5-on-4. They want the overtime. And that hunt might cost them dearly. Techno, who was out of position after a B-lurk, rewarded with 2 kills.
They're still committing with the bomb, and everyone's here. Nades land 2 of them. That's info. Hago flashing through. They try and lose on their terms.
Nice.
They want it to come down to their own play, but denied by the orb.
Adaştım kim adaştım.
This is how it comes crumbling down.
Ya otomadı. Nice. İkinci kartım skoru oldu. Knife kill bulmadım abi. Yok bulmadım. Unsent bu sefer unsent. Pick Mongols pick degan kutuna ayiradi yo.
Super clean from Techno. I'm not gonna lie. That last round is obviously defining for Techno to come in with a double kill. He had no clue whatsoever on what was going on. Payne actually made a quite proactive and cool play, but got caught off guard by some timing. A little bit unlucky. One may even argue that had Techno not picked up that second piece of utility in T-spawn, the timing he would get into right here would have been even worse off. So all the details, Peter, the small nuances. Were better, but they really were pushed to fight for it.
This given last round obviously is just also what counts sometimes showcase that it is about timing and it is about luck. If you actually decide to go and pick up more utility, then you find the flank instead of being flanked yourself. Yeah. And I do believe that if Techno wouldn't have got these kills, or if they wouldn't have been aware.
Vision if you dance. Tak, nimaga unaqa bo'lyapti? Ramiz. Bunday bo'lsa qara bir aytishgan, unday bo'ladi. Qilamiz. Zahvat Y qilamiz. Hadi yürütmüş geri anca o. Bak cellat. Celalalalala. Karam ne bu sen? Shuni to'lashim kerak-da. Tak, bo'lsa. Jingle bounce, kallayni go'shti. Ana 13 minut.
Of Mongols, you know, being the much more stable force in this, because even a lot
7 minut hala.
did manage to get over the line. They were pretty mental, pretty around 2021.
Ma bu yerda nima ochilgan yangi nimasi? Тренировка qilasizlar, короче. Nima bu yerda? Nechadan nechta? Ko'rsatmaydi. Mana bu yerda chiqadi. Ana. Mana olish 20 bitasi tekkan o'qqa. 20 tasi. 13 tasi. 14 ta. 19 ta. 13 ta. 17 ta. Eng zo'ri kalashda. Mana. Qiyin. Voy. 9 tasi 30 tadan. 13 ta. Vahşi bu. 8 ta qara. Vay. Bana. İşte 12 ta. 7 ta.
I'm not fully satisfied with the models, but result-wise, it's a great start.
Ağzını uçur. Lakin izib qo'yamiz. Aktiv onasiniga kirib ketganda. Так, настройки ушунaqami? Tushunmadim. Professionalmi? Ya. Juda ovoz salgina baland nimadir qo'ysaga. Boshlandimi ana? Da boşalttı. Oh, Kitu. Tak, Mangors kırışadı ya da. Oh, wow. Wow. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, Hua. Choose a business. Auskiller. Total.
DGT's right there. Oh my god, he's just missed the timing.
Wow, normal.
A route into this B site, and it is fully clear. He will get a plant. Decides not to go for it. He spots them trying to
Bolol.
rotate. Knows that window is closed for a bomb plant, and Snow is quick to deal with him. That we didn't. Was that Panther?
That was Pink
Pink Panther.
Classic.
Jamoatda lekin swolish. Nice ekan. Chormin.
He's always one. That happens to be blitz. Like a deagle. Hot potato.
When you're the captain, you can do whatever you want.
Is that true?
You get the last word. Like,
Tak, bega A'ga kirishadi da A'ga kirishadi. Yo'mayo.
he will.
Normal. Wow.
Locks get in.
Actually, he's just fallen overboard. The ship is going on just
Bu
fine.
paying game normal o'ynayapti.
Hang on, someone grab that.
No one's grabbed that.
Techno, come on, man.
Qo'yishdi
Walk
ular
right over the
Jiboma.
Eagle.
He's big flanking. Picked up by
Yeah,
Senzu.
Senzu. Smart man.
Oh, ding. 99.
Yo'mayo.
Come on. That's not fair.
Olle.
Yeah, man. Save your Glock.
It's fine. Don't give them the extra money on the SMGs.
Nagli qochib bordi.
You've already made money in the round. Senzu plays it smart.
Full buy coming here for the Mongols. Good plant. That's a decent round. Ain't starting strong.
Nima qochdi bu? Qancha qizmasmi? 910.
Come on, Blitz. Show us what you got. He wants to rip through mid. And on the back of 910's flashes, Blitz will open the round. 5v4 straight away. Even moving. Aggressive path up towards red.
Через стенку o'tibdi.
This is already great.
Hozir kelaman shu yerda qisib o'tiringlar.
Had a couple of misses.
Like that.
Nice rotate here for Payne. They realize what's going on. Back to B. Davides, don't die here because you will open up a path out, but he backstabs 910 wide on the angle.
That's why the MP7's good. Nice little mid-range fight. It's very, very comfortable in those.
It is very good. Now Mongols rotate out. Realizing maybe they're going into the stack. Take the bomb back to A. Davides stepping. Blocking. That should force a player to cover the red room. He's got to focus on his sight.
We were talking about it back on Dust 2. Still have the belief, I think Payne played a better game. But it was just a really rough start in like the first 6 rounds, losing a couple to time. You saw the desk breaking that down as well. Maybe even saying if one of those rounds had gone differently, it would have been a Payne win.
So
let's see if they're able to keep that ticking forward here on Ancient. This time, if they can get off to a great opening, that alleviates a lot of the worry. Backstab for Techno 4K, who just might have to live up to his name. 2 kills deep, him and Blitz have Payne sandwiched, and this is now a very tricky retake. They try and pressure Blitz back in main. It comes down to this, a 1v1, and Snow sticking the defuse off of it. Lightning fast for Snow.
Wow.
And the round saved.
How?
He is still so switched on. Was fantastic to open up the series. You are wondering if he could keep it going here on Ancient, and if that clutch is anything to go by, yes he can.
Dude, Snow is on the ball right now. He is hitting hard. He is saving the game. He's the MVP for Payne. It's not even close. What a clutch. He was looking at the ground. Look at this flick. Oh! Despicable clutch for Snow. Can't believe he got off that defuse in time to hit the headshot. 5-0 on Snow. Damn good start of this game. Mongols are going to have to earn this win today. They did on Dust. It took everything. Bomb in middle for Blitz. Techno tagged up, 9-10 put down. This is going to be an easy opener here for Pain. Look at the damage they've done. A nade would just finish this round right now. Oh, there it is.
And boom.
CSUZB luckily survives, but for how long?
All right, Blitz, that's pretty keen. Full blind, but able to get the shot off right as the flash goes off. Davide is dead. Mazzinho gaining ground out on the A site. Suddenly reigniting a bit of a spark in this round for the Mongols. It was quiet to open, but him and Blitz created one hell of a situation here for the Mongols, turning around a 3-on-5. Snow looks to be the one to stop it. And CSUZB, other side of the map, 18 points of health, gonna die to a guy from T-Spawn. He heard him. CSUZB with the info, catches a freebie. And so 30 seconds here, bomb dropped in at the feet of Snow.
Like the orb pickup, Snow playing inside of main with the smoke. Well, CSUZB goes back, he doesn't get the orb. He's full resetting. I can't win this.
Does he even have time for this? Yeah, he's got to start getting a move on. They're both one shot from certain death.
Issue
and so
is,
if he's left with so little time that he has to plant this bomb, that then starts the mind game between him and Snow. Is it a tap and playing for the kill, or is he going for that bomb plant? He's lost it. There just isn't time to win this. CSUZB. This time it's the Mongols on the receiving end of these rounds expiring. Pain still flawless, and Snow continues to deliver.
Yeah, Snow 7-0. Perfect reposition inside of main, through the smoke. It just doesn't allow him to pick up the bomb, nor take the fight with that routing. Too slow.
Also,
Pain.
is Snow like the GOAT famous player?
He's looking good on it, isn't he?
He nailed kills with it back.
Tamam, bölme.
Made it work here on Ancient.
Turu ne oldu?
Now he's onto the 8. You can't fault him for that.
Da.
You're 7-0. I think it's more than justified.
Hit the difference maker today.
Find game normal oyun yaptım aldı.
Pain not frequent on either. One that hasn't mattered. Get the history right now. Pain living up in the present. Best red smoke.
The illusion of a red smoke.
Oh, the boost is going to be weird. Davideus. Oh, he's so lucky. Actually, he's not. Good transfer for CSUZB. DGT traded, breaking into the A site here for the Mongols.
You see Snow moving in though. They'll have some degree of faith. It's just the Mongols have great positioning. If you're not gifted a kill soon, you will have to save. And yeah, Pain arrive at that same conclusion. It's not a retake they're thrilled about giving away. You could tell they were interested, but when you get smoked at Donut, you're smoked at CT, and then a resmoke comes in, that kind of just decides the round for you. You'd be operating in the final like 15, 20 seconds, a man down. So keeping the money in check feels more important.
Da.
Mongols in round 5 get on the board,
Hoppa,
and it's
out.
not with some crazy outlandish strat, it's not some insane set of openings, it's just a dry run in towards this A side, playing on a bit of a contact timing, boost up, and net that opening.
Wow.
Less attention paid to mid, didn't stake the round on success there. It's very stripped back from Blitz and the Mongols, but it gets them on the board.
Reklamam gel, reklamam.
Playing great right now, but Mongols finding their first round. Looking to build off of this. Blitz. Keep the challenge in middle.
Wow.
Trading nades up B. Snow still fighting. Spike back. This is the bomb site. take that position.
Kırıştı da yani. Bez problem kırıştı.
Mongols are still here. Smoke's down. They can move the plant. Theirs will not risk coming through. They make it out.
Nice.
Smoke. No city smoke, so Snow has to be traded. He will. Comes David Deus. This is a mess right now, but Mongols will pick it up. A couple of late
Safe.
Sweep this one aside.
Близко, Укаджон.
Or not.
Nice.
NQZ with his.
Oh, nade could be huge. Let's just fall short. Low on health, but the nade only able to find 910 for a bit of chip damage. QZ.
Da. Nice. Borç geri.
Has to clutch, low on health. On the 910's orb. Has to hit this first shot.
Ah, nice.
QZ caught on the cross. Blitz holds his own in that clutch.
That hurts. Look at NQZ. He's not happy with that one. Blitz on the wide off angle. It's not a position. NQZ is pre-aiming. So yeah, you know, you have to hit the shot when you lose the round for Blitz, but no jumping player.
Well, it's not a snow again. The snow.
Makes it happen for the Mongols. Back to back. Building into this team side now. Will Payne let them in? For Eco.
Seriously.
Stacking alongside.
Seriously.
Alright, here we go. Here's a wild one for you.
Yeah.
Who's older? Snow or
Well,
Sen?
I'm going to say Snow.
The Molik was so.
Who's older? Mazinho or Snow? Snow is older. Why did you guess them both times?
Snow's 18.
So are they? That's hardly a...
Inch.
Well, that was your load. You
okay,
just
fine.
lucked out on the
No,
question.
they're younger. I just know that.
Okay. Well, that's sick. I'm glad you have that knowledge.
No, I mean, yeah.
No, you did the classic thing, which anyone with like
What? I know
average IQ throws out there, which is you pick like the, you know, me even asking the questions, the hint, the answer.
Vay. Musurski idea.
that Snow is younger, but he's not. So. Because I remember these Mongols guys on the scene at 16. You know, they were really young when they first came on. All clean round here, the Mongols. Alright, Harry, this is a good one then.
Okay, go on.
Who's older?
Yeah.
Snow?
Yeah.
Or Fallen?
Fallen taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, that's the giveaway.
Haka izleyem abi. Musurski izleyebilir. Bitti ol. Albayabilir.
Academy
Hibanlar.
molding him into a player, but then go on to beat him in Austin. Fallen, you did too good of a job.
Yeah, too good of a teacher. Only he sabotaged him 10 years prior.
The mega brain from Fallen.
He really could have set himself up.
Could have.
Could have won the major.
He could have. But
Fallen's
instead,
kindness is the reason he didn't win the Austin major.
there's the headline.
There it is.
Fallen, too kind, too smart.
Well, he was a pretty nice guy yesterday. He gave a liquid that qualification game.
Yeah, they'll be coming to land. We'll be seeing Keith in person,
Yeah.
which is always nice. I'm going to get him a coffee.
Not too many, though.
Only like 6 or 7.
Really get him going.
Man. Ooh, DGT, aggression into mid, punished by Senzu.
Nice.
You know, they try
Bola,
and trade
bola.
this. The reaction instead
Normal.
forced it through the cave. This is nice for Big Azera.
Yapango Pine Game tuttu normal oynattı.
Lock out this B play, and for now that's going to force the Mongols to pick up the pace out in towards this A site. That tends throwing the bomb across from Mazinho to Plan. Retake now asked for. Payne, they've made these rounds close. We've been struggling to get them over the line. 9-10's off in a powerful position here, ready
Tamam,
for the
o
Brody
işte.
fight. NQZ dropping
Tak.
down, dead at the hands of the orb. It might just slip away from you again if you're Pain.
Nima qo'yapti bu?
Another retake where
Save
there's
shitoli.
plenty of intrigue around it. You're definitely
Save
gonna give
da
it a go, but they just can't
Turu
stay
tur
behind.
bo'ladi.
So the Mongols, they keep breaking through with these
Yeah.
types of rounds. Gonna start to feel frustrating. Pain. Another save.
Snow looked for the win. He walked through
Senzi
the
urlibdi.
site to escape. He couldn't find a kill. And no kit either. And this just feels like Dust 2 in a sense where we're just seeing these A hits over and over again like we did see
Zor,
B
zor.
hits on Dust 2. It's a one-sided match right now for the Mongols. Almost entirely doing A hits. And working well. We know how
What
hard
is
this
one
site...
bomb site games we're getting?
Yeah, well, it's a very hard site to retake again. Similar situation where Mongols can find a couple of clean entries, exploit a weak player.
O'zi Mongollar boshida bir
Point Snow.
3 ta round berar ekan-u, keyin bosar ekanda. Qara.
Rounds, and they're doing it
Yetishadi o'zi.
4 in a row.
Aga kirishdi. Va aga kirishar ekan.
Now we have a chance where Pain can actually
Bu yerda kamdan kam.
That smoke is a bit of a problem. Mongols
Voy,
don't
voy,
have
voy.
anything to block Donut as these players
Voy,
run
voy,
out
voy, otamadim.
behind the smoke into the
İyi,
site,
qat-
causing chaos.
qatga keladi.
Nowadays gets a kill before he's put down and Techno getting chased
Nice.
here. Has to pick up the orb. Can they cancel? Blitz can open up a route to the round here in middle. QZ's curiosity. Kill. Blitz got a swivel. They're
Mid.
right behind him in spawn. They are past that volley. They're
Midda
coming
bomba
for this.
bega ketyapti. Ana achkarik bega
Blitz not realizing.
Biguzera
Get away with
iyi
something.
ko'k.
No,
Oh,
dear.
yes.
Oh, dear
Nice,
indeed.
Biguzera.
1 minute on the clock.
Biguzke.
Blitz v Biguzera.
Biguzke.
It's just a mess right now.
On captain violence.
So don't overcook Biguzera. Bomb on B. They're both overcooking. Blitz is holding. Biguzera is checking a flank.
Watching two IGLs try and outbrain each other is the funnest thing.
No one's doing anything. He'll make the mistake. They both say. He'll make the mistake. And right now, Biguzera is going to win. Unless Blitz goes for that bomb. 20 seconds. He's kind of outbraining himself. Because you're never going to stick it. You're going to be like, oh, he's ramp. I can't plant. Oh, he's cave timed me. I can't plant.
Başka koymayın.
He's got to pick this one up. Biguzera.
Kırdı o side gitti. Oh,
Biguzera, he's won the mental game.
Nice.
He has got
Bomb down. Bomb plant found, but Blitz trapped in at the site.
I
The
shit that.
next move he's
shit.
got to do flawlessly. He's got one chance if he is to kill Biguzera. He knows he hasn't pinned in. And
Oh.
that's as hell for Biguzera.
That's a good clutch. That's a fun clutch.
Finally, though, one of these retakes cooked up in a way.
Kıyın.
Yeah, in a way. In a way.
Break through, and it's on Biguzera's huge brain.
Oh dear. Been entertaining. No one can deny this matchup that. Huge round win.
Bolachani kim chaqirishgan? Biz zo'r o'ynayapti bolacha.
For the Mongols.
Og'zini yop. Pashta kiradi. Kameraga qarama. Plus. Time out işte.
It's been a game of very thin margins.
Ketlik.
Dust 2 went the distance, and the writing is on the
Ya,
walls, but it's
reklamanga,
much the
reklamam.
same. Competitive to open up.
O'yinni
Scrapping hard for every little advantage.
Agit,
None of these A
agit.
players,
Polni
the
A.
Mongols, really do have a
Zo'r
favorite
chiqib
side
qolgan mana
here.
bu. Qani. AWP.
They've been boosting before. This one's just dry. NQZ favored.
Nice. Gel qara. Oh, ya, bo'ldi.
But it's Blitz and Techno in
Bo'ldi.
tandem. 9-10 Zorb fires
Kirdi
off
bular.
the third, and that's it. Round's already open.
Ot.
The
Oh, malloch.
connect. Does this interest you? Does this make you want to give it a go? He's going to try and play through on a
Oh.
BGT teed up by Biguzera.
Yo'qmi?
How's he done that?
And a round that they were ready to write off, a round that they were ready to save in. The spam connects, and he's got faith past that point. Now it's just Blitz left to stop.
Çıktı var bro.
Smoke. Damage done. Open sight lines. Knows
Başkan oldu. Ya olmadı.
is always pointing thing to fear. Blitz just overwhelmed by the anxiety, hunted down by DGT as they push together. What a round from DGT through the smoke with the high flash, drops the bomb, lines them up. They're so paranoid of other positions, but Techno
Yaxşı garip.
Temple watching CT. There's DGT to worry about all along.
Dude, for the
9-10 run.
For the Mongols, it feels like they're expecting like a lot of respect in this game. You know, they've done the hard part in the round. The first 5 seconds of that sight hit is stellar. 3 quick kills, everyone's really switched on. 9-10 nails the rotate. But then when DGT spams one, they kind of freeze up. They get stuck at the double box together. And it stalls out.
Timing'inge sana. Crownsbeg'e. Abla midala. Oh.
This should be Mongols hunting their 6th round half.
No, I like this.
Valla çakatga boryapti.
Gonna end up firing off
Nega?
this kill on the flank.
Safe
Get the
söyle.
big reward of players in behind it.
Nice. Uğraşan kara.
Is he ready for an immediate follow-up fight? No, Techno
Safe.
deals
Tamam.
with Snow and NQZ. This time, I'll say it more confidently. This will be a save attempt.
Wow.
They'll actually delay the plant for a second.
Careful. It's close. A shot.
Wow, nice.
Saving is going to be hard. Look at Mongols
Oh,
spreading out.
wow.
Have to kill everyone.
Wow.
There's a start
Oraya.
though.
Kara.
Who's ready for this?
Nice.
So early.
Oh, Blitz knows he's got him. Blitz knows.
Why?
Oh, that's
No.
rude. He might turn on you.
No, he
Yeah.
might turn. He might turn.
Not
Oh, he
today.
hits him with a double knife too.
Disrespect for Blitz.
Nozga koymaganım kara.
Mongols are having fun today, even if there's some real choke.
God, yeah, I wouldn't be having a lot of fun.
There's so many
I
choke
look at that as like a necessary knife kill actually for Blitz to try and rebalance the
John.
lives
Yeah.
in the
Bu
Mongols.
sefer Mongol'u koyamam.
Lost a couple of rough rounds
Nozga.
here down
Mongols
the
have
stretch.
choked rounds. I don't think Pain have choked rounds in this game. Like, they've just had some really hard rounds to deal with. Mongols have lost serious advantages. Pain final try to win out this half. Mongols out middle has been a way in. They've not really lost this mid battle when they go.
Oh, okay.
Swing through a smoke. That's what he's used to.
Hoppa.
And he gets the kill
Nice.
with no flash, no support, no need.
Çek. Oh.
So risky
Yo.
when he gets out.
Got Techno down to 5 HP. That's why he's so desperate to hunt that kill.
Hoppa kara. Ulasan çıkma ulasan.
MP9's hit really hard. He spotted the.
Oh my god.
Kind of an insane shot from Techno. NQZ fires at the shadow.
Golle 3 ordiyle.
They're still going to win this
But
round.
Snow and Davideus have been hitting really hard, and with damage done already, Davideus opening, double kill from the donut. It's all Davideus the whole time. Mazinho falls last as Davideus closes another map disadvantage round for Pain.
Нихуя. عشا وشمت رازمين كشتل دبزر رازمين قلعان شمت Hey. Flick. Okay. Mia. Серьезно? Серьезно? What? Başlandı yerle. Так, качество канаха. Нормально качество. Full. Так, endi qanaqa kirasiz? Fine gaming. Ukalarim. Ko'ramiz.
4v2s, 5v3s, going the way of pain, and they were always the ones on the back foot. Mongols lacking in the composure a little bit at the ends of rounds. And it's more than a lot of it. Let's see if they can make up for it here on the CT side. 9-10.
Kelishadi. Ketdi bir. Ko'rmadim da bu.
9-10 and Mazinho will open. They're going into a stack here with Blitz and Mazinho both playing out from behind the boxes.
Nice.
Yeah, where there's two. They'll deal with
Bolle,
Mazinho
bolle.
now. He was the guy in the kill feed earlier.
Bolle, bolle.
Blitz comes peeking out and Techno's dualies. Quick work made. Overpaid.
Bit of a slaughter. Mongols set up well for it with two players immediately in the bomb site, not overplaying in middle. Expect the A hit and Pain keep up that constant A attack that we saw on the Mongols T side. It is a one-site matchup right now. Same with us, same here on Ancient.
B plays on Dust 2. A plays, which is basically the B site of Ancient. On Ancient.
Indeed.
Full eco though.
Hoppa.
This one, unlosable, I reckon. You got one flash for Big Azera.
Push
I'm
push out.
hesitant to say it, but it better be a really
Da
good
push
flash.
push out. Böyle da. Qara qara.
It was there.
Ya chorela bolu.
Three guns staring down. Respect.
I had the knife pulled. Was gonna try and leap round the corner. Ooh, okay. That's the ecos dealt with. Respect to Pain for making it fast. The guns are gonna come out. This is the real test. Mongols have tied us up at 7-all. They're the team looking for the 2-0 as well. Pain wanted revenge in this matchup.
Full buy.
Second half decides if they're able to get it.
Tak, Find Gaming ukam nima qilasan hozir?
On their CT side.
Tak.
That matters
Bitta keyfda bor.
down here.
Ikkita chomka. Ada bir kishi.
Slow to open up. No explosive mid control.
Ada AWP
Look
emas.
towards lane.
Hoppa.
Focus on mid and A. pressure. Actually, that mid lurk is going to link back up with DGT
Normal.
over in main, who does get his opening.
Нормально, сразу قرارة.
They got off that kill.
Киту, беги.
No health, no util to make this work. Pain have to group up and play numbers
يا
this
وجب.
round.
أنا إنجت تختم.
Dear DGT.
بنا.
Force back. This cave control smoked off. There's only Techno in this bomb site right now, but once Mongols clear mid with this nade, they can hurry the rotate B. Oh, they don't see a lot. Do they see enough to convince them?
كردك.
All rotating now. Only one player in the wrong position.
Pain hear
Mongols
these
stacked.
footsteps, they hear the rotate
Nice.
arriving. And so
Yo.
they try and go quickly before it can get set up. NQZ.
كرش كده.
Attack cost them.
قويش كده. قوي
Long
لهم.
mileage for him. 2 kills
Yeah,
on the
no
cave
question.
side. Senzu trying to plug players from the ranks of Pain. His teammate is a long way away.
يا عالم تيمة.
Mazinho only just getting up into heaven now. I think it's well worth giving this a look and see if he can get a kill with Mazinho on this flank.
كيف.
Head instantly
Nice.
as soon as he rounds the corner, and that's enough. Pain have done it. They get this first rifle round out. They misdirect the Mongols. Go quick enough into that B site that CTs never feel too comfortable.
I mean, Mongols had the stack, right? They pulled everyone to the right place. They just couldn't get the kills. Blitz kind of whiffed on that second cave player, and if he gets it to 2v2, where they can wait for the flank, where they have more room,
Nice.
Mongols can actually compete for that. They had kit too. But Pain, important frags from NQZ. They go on to win it out, taking the lead back here in the T side. After a missed pistol opportunity. Don't squander this one. Yeah, look at that spray, man. It's the break.
كان عينو شو قصب ولا ما اسمه ماشي. شو قصب ولا شو. يا خويا سيبي.
They made it
Wow.
out, tried to ready himself for
Zor.
the first fight on DGT, hoping he would have the drop on him, right? With a player already out in mid, but DGT still checks. Orc now moves into the line. You've got confirmation that there's a second player somewhere in mid. Mazinho
Right.
go sniff out DGT. Orc
Boş.
arrives at the B site
Nice.
just in time. Oh, Techno unable to make it work with the SMG. Another miss spray. Dabadeus and Gazera are both low.
They're done
Gittu
here.
aga boramiz. Alo şeyler aga boramiz. Серьезно.
The health man for everyone.
Уже пиздец, все смесан.
Davides is going to play A, but his teammate looks to play B first. That's the goal here. That's the fake. Or will he catch Mazinho in mid?
Shift.
Play with health in this round.
Aga bordi. Tak.
Swats back up. Goes to play his own bomb.
Nima bo'ladi?
Big gaps open.
Midga boradimi?
Cognizant of red.
Borish kerak, Bga borish kerak.
Reroute for nothing. Davides comes back round to play B anyway.
Kelasi ham low HP. Bu AWP'da
Kills
turibdi.
found. Techno timing.
Nima
is
bo'ladi?
going.
Nima bo'ladi?
20 seconds.
Kirdi. Borish.
Could molly the bomb when rounded.
Nimasi bor? Molotov bor ekan bitta.
Unless he can stay tucked.
Molotov otmasdan chiqish kerak.
No, almost doesn't want this fight. That
Ya,
molly
o'zi bildi,
forces
qara,
a decision.
normal.
Down to two. His Molotov, I don't know if it's far enough. It's just going to burn.
Dalbayob.
They win the round off the fire. Techno on 2 health.
Bildi, vaqt tugadimi?
Wow.
Molotov otdi-da, Molotov bor ekan.
I mean, these are very, very thin margins to be winning the round.
8-8
by
normal.
the Mongols, but they make it.
Bizda faynaladigan.
Nice to see him not
Xo'sh,
leave it to
ko'ramiz,
a scrap,
ko'ramiz,
not leave it
ko'ramiz,
to a fight.
ko'ramiz.
Decided by the time. These were the types of rounds that Pain lost on Dust 2 that really came to matter down the tail end of that game. We hope this isn't the first of many. It's a good try in the 2v2, that molly just catching him at the end of the bomb plant.
Playing it close. Another step.
Time out. Nice time out.
This one's going the distance. Pain with another timeout coming in. Starting to feel the burn. This is their lifeline. This is a map down in the series. Mongols equaling out. in it. Map that I don't usually love. Usually try and avoid. These players are great. Put everything in.
Maybe a bit of a faster round here. NQZ
Bak.
tries his hand at the timing shot on the
Şu orduyla.
damage on a blitz.
Ya.
And Rampagro hoping that they would be flustered
Orada ilişkim yok,
on the
bırak.
lane.
Smoke doesn't do him any
Wow,
favors.
wow, wow,
That's
wow,
a CT
wow.
smoke as well, but doesn't go really deep in the door. Otherwise, he would have kills available. Short damage done, but they get the 5 before they get
Seyir o
out.
zaman gel.
Back to this A bomb site, wrapping through the spawn.
Burada burada AG borsa. Hadi hadi. Hemen.
Struggled in this series across both maps. Never worry about OCK. He needs multiple kills. That smoke might buy him the element of surprise. He's going to hear them throw Utah from his position. Oh, Zeno moving. This is weird. He stepped.
Oh, he
He
made noise.
stepped.
Oh!
It's not his
Nice,
game.
nice, nice.
Mazzinho's not feeling
Boş
well.
AG.
They're both there.
B boş.
Now you don't know where they're going. They have time to change their mind again. So back to Bigo Pain and Mongols.
Challenge then.
Hasty rotation. It's wrong.
Tak.
Amadeus
Da, da,
walking
da,
out
da,
through
da, da.
mid.
Vay ben.
Catches the
Arkada,
timing.
arkada.
Blitz. This isn't a gap that the Mongols captain is aware of.
İyi.
Oh, he goes back and checks.
Evet,
for it.
çok.
Amadeus dead in the red room. 9-10. One kill needed.
Vay.
Here. For him. Brings DGT down low.
No nades.
Out of this
Kill.
retake. Snow on the line with the AWP.
Nice.
Blitz knocked out. That's
Yamp,
the low
yamp,
HP
yamp, yamp.
player. It's got to be Senzu. That was his chance. Firing off. Snow moves back in. And seals
nice,
the deal
nice.
for Pain.
Snow looking great.
That's a
Acı.
low econ round. And dude, this is so similar to Dust, right? Pain just refused to go down quietly.
Yeah. Every force buy seemingly working out. It's an AWP and an AK. Broken by. And Mazzino could have had both kills on that push. Really should have.
Gors.
Again, a situation that feels like it would have made the difference. Snow on the AWP shows off. Garcia.
Zor. Endgame'i zor öne yaptı.
They're looking to take this map right now. Broken money for the Mongols to give double digits.
Eko cam.
Gamble all you want. Gamble correctly.
Nice, nice.
Just tear through Mongols.
Serious.
Fight for April series.
Serious.
That's at the bomb trap here.
Yeah, but they're coming in from all directions. Shooting.
It's really clear.
It's allowed the bomb out. QZ closing the door here.
Para.
Shut.
Deep on it. Good line. Here's the first step. Saw the advantage for NQZ. So good of him to go and take that space, keep the round safe, stop any weirdness from Techno. Another timeout burn for the Mongols. He wanted revenge this match in Austin. Falling convincingly to the Mongols in that semi-final. Just 10 rounds in the series. They push their buttons here in this game that decides who graduates to LAN play. Rounds away from beating them on Dust 2 and now holding this lead in the final moments of Ancient.
B push Murat, B
Trying
push.
to make this a 3-map series.
Navier, yo B push man.
Another buy-in for the Mongols. Whacking the AWP. Couple of SMGs still in play here. And Pain with their eyes fixated on a fast V-pop. Blitz gonna open, bit of help from Senzu. And already the alarm bells go off for Pain. Could anticipate a bit of a stack here, and with none of these openers for the space, kills coming in out in middle. This round that could have broke the Mongols. Not looking to come through. There's actually more aggression here. Techno trying to press the advantage. Hands one back over. It was in the 5v2s, it was in the 4v2s that the Mongols had problems. They lacked composure at the end of very advantageous rounds. Right now they fed DGT 1 kill. You hope that doesn't spiral.
And while that's true, it's par for the course that as soon as Pain get in a position to shut Mongols out of the game, that's when Mongols would pick it up on Dust 2 and keep this game going.
Assalamualaikum.
For the final rounds of
Foto
regulation.
bolşet etme.
The Mongols lose this.
Assalamualaikum. Akram şmo.
Yeah, but
Ah, bolşet etme.
in a 4v2,
Stream kanka yani. Hemen daralımdan.
Techno's dead. Stack in the right place.
Smoştu.
Moving ahead of the smokes.
Vay be.
That's a good shot.
I think they're going to lose this. Low HP on 9-10. A peek from Senzu here, yeah, do not do that. Yeah, they're very, very close.
Aman, aman.
They're trapped in at the side together. Backs are turned on
Yakdan
the
vurdu değil mi?
position.
Both players fighting the ramp guy.
Nice.
Is timed well.
Shooting
It's
rough,
luck
safe.
That might save the Mongols.
Safe,
in this
safe.
round. 2v5 is coming together. NQZ has to save. This is what I said. This is par for the course. Mongols winning a money round deep in the game.
Değil mi? Banki.
Orb is saved. That is a huge relief for the side of Pain Gaming. This is as tight as it gets. Fortunately for Pain, not waiting for those smokes to bloom, going through the Molotov that Mongols through. So, easy entries lined up. Pain don't know where to look, they have to check everything. Timeout for Pain. Scary map to pull yourselves out of, even though they're on the T side. A couple of nice rounds to their name. Pain
Timeout mi?
not out of the woods.
Kardeşi.
Not all
Nothing,
is all they
nothing,
have to
nothing.
work with. NQZ though, man for the job, likes to be involved in these opening fights anyway. When he's got
Wow.
a hero orb, it only becomes more apparent.
Manyak yaşıp zayıf.
Pick up
Find
full
Gaming.
blitz. You knock out that AWP, knock out the armor. It's now gifted over to Snow.
Speeding up.
Авторські
Good
права.
work
Не
from
спрямо
Nigel.
нарушення. Дот там було.
Forces them back. I'm gonna walk into this orb though, Snow. He's been keen on this series. Good shots. Trapped, blocked out, denied. Don't need to give this kill
Oh,
away.
9-10 broke these fights up really
Gidiyorum ona
nicely. He's
kaldı.
waiting for flashes now. Tries to
Yep,
play
it's
the flash.
this.
She went too deep.
Daha mı?
9-10 kind of got solved. They both end up landing on the far right side of main. They don't blind the Davideus orb. So another 2v4 attempt here for Pain.
Don't
This
do-
time with so little to work with. Pizarra, he's been spotted there. And yeah, Senzu just homed in on this position. Bigazera thinks he has more room and a better timing than he actually has.
Getting trapped now. They just come swinging in. They know where the orb is as well. He's starting to rotate back.
Tak.
Marvelous
Daha
ball
da.
clutch. The smoke provides a bit of cover.
Чё кончилось?
Mongols even throw util into the B bomb site. They're scared he's already in.
А батароны не будут наши.
Smokes down. This is weird. Get weird.
Я бы дал
Save
бы.
for later. They can buy an orb. So they might just risk it. Big fear is giving an orb to your opponents. Yeah, Mongols don't have any economy established.
Yeah, especially when like in these rounds, even the ones that the Mongols pick up, they're losing a lot of players. Their money isn't good, you know that. So hold on to the AWP. Screw it. Don't give it over to your opponent. 10-all. The Mongols tying up this game, trying to go for another late in the day comeback. They look for the 2-0 over Pain. Just like Dust 2, these next couple of rifle rounds, these are the ones for all.
Sayılmaz
the
Inferno
Mongols.
olmuş. Agar Find Gaming olsun burada.
For Pain, that goal is survival, the promise of a third map, Inferno waiting in the wings, should it be required. For the Mongols, it's taken a series over the line that they've had the advantage in many times over.
Mind Gaming. Eski biraz has. Bu kim vurdu?
Snow's been so good in this series, and that's how this super important round plays out for him. Goes out through the mid smoke, he does his
Boydot mu
job,
ya?
falls prey to the spam and the util from the Mongols.
And what do you do? Pain him against.
Arası bak andı gifneki.
Feels like NQZ knows he's got a
Binde.
He's got no Molotov. There's Austin throw it in. Is he going to? Maybe no certainty on this position, but a molly would complicate matters for Blitz.
No one's even holding this.
Oh god.
They're not expecting
Ne bin amina
They're
tosi,
really
ne bin
certain that he's
amina.
not in this corner, and that certainty is going to cost them. He plays for the double. Blitz in with all three.
Blitz'in şey boss
Down at the hands of the captain.
I thought that would let them down. We've seen
Yes,
that happen
biz
so many
korkma.
times with Blitz.
Bizde skor mu kalsın?
Forces 2 kills instead
Yes,
of
bir
1,
yom
and it's
oynarken
all the better
kaçan.
for it. The scoped in orb can't turn in time. Blitz puts on a masterclass. 4 kills in mid. One was not enough, and he takes them all.
Kurup otmadık kurt. Şu mobilleri iki kişi haraç geriydi, iki kişi.
And they had the molly from mid. They had the chance to burn him out. Now Pain broken.
It's the
Mongols
most
looking for a match.
frustrating way to have potentially just given away this series.
One hero gun out of desperation for Davideus.
Gonna try and save them.
Kır.
How much can Davideus do? The orb gets rid of the AK. Grandfathered onto the next. DGT dead as
Vay.
shooting gallery. Rolls out the red carpet to a win for the Mongols. They've got 2 chances now to close this series.
Right there.
Жалко просто,
Pain,
блин.
a valiant game out of them, but this might be all it is. As Mongols win those key money rounds down the line, and a game full of force buys. Mongols now have the economy. They have the match
Bununki
point.
onu yutmaz
They
mı?
have a map in their pocket. It might be too much for Pain. Again, a better showing than the Austin Major, but here a bounty. And 2-0 once more. Mongols 2 chances.
Seriyoruz, BG. BG mi?
Blitz might not have had the pieces to call around some of the usual suspects going missing in this game for the Mongols, but he has bridged that
Kara
gap
uçuşa
with a
dozdu.
fantastic individual performance
Keyifli kırdı.
during crunch time.
Para.
The way these last few rounds
Yo,
have gone, the way
yo.
these openers have
Yut
felt
kazdı.
so brutal, it's felt out of their hands for the last couple of rounds.
Just like the end of Dust 2 getting rushed to finish it off.
A valiant effort. But
Gol
no
yutgazdı.
Pain's time at Blast Bounty is over.
Paint Gaming
The
putting
Mongols
it thing.
secure an appearance at the LAN finals after taking Pain down 2-0. Revenge is denied.
Ну ладно, biz bilgandik.
Qualify for the playoff of the Blast. During that, I thought that was up for grabs too.
I think they applied a lot of Mongols, which we saw a couple of hours ago, but also here in Ancient there was a lot of things that wasn't necessarily too pretty for the Mongols, but I think part of that we also want to give credit to
Silahcı kim
for
oyunu?
enough pressure for Mongols to make those
Az
mistakes.
kurams.
Whenever Mongols offered up a mistake, it did feel like Pain
Ah,
were
silah
capitalizing. It did feel like they were good
düşüyor.
enough in order to take that momentum sort of and take that opportunity and make something out of it, Peter. But I gotta be completely honest with you. I think the Mongols played a horrible game of Counter-Strike according to their standards. Missinio over the course of 2 maps were non-existent whatsoever, and yet they
Böyle
still won.
haklısın.
So it depends on how you look at it.
Mouse.
Mongols playing their P game, C game, still beating Pain. That's a positive. But for Pain not to win when they're playing their C game, is that good or bad?
Yeah, but it's still the sloppy trends that we see out of Mongols, where they offer up so many opportunities and they don't it just they wanted so like they want to take fights so bad that they put themselves in so many horrendous situations, even if they have the advantage. Instead of playing it, just take one step
Так,
back.
knife
and
kill.
round
Ja,
it up.
bragi,
That is
žao
what I
mi
feel
viski
like
knife
that's the
kill
biggest
va.
issue I have with the Mongols, because there is no
Grenade
doubt that the
kill.
Mongols' strength is by
Болады ма?
being
Albatta bo'ladi.
use their mechanics, because that is what they're good at. That is what they have, what has brought them here. But now I just want them to also be able to take that step back and realize maybe a little bit faster, because I did see that they fell back and played more group, but I want to do it a little bit faster. I wanted to do that before they end up losing 4 or 5 rounds. Just take a step back, play the rounds together, and just start considering talking about and playing with your teammates.
Why do you think that was? Do you think it was like an over-eagerness to try and get this map wrapped up and move on forward? Or like, because it's weird, it's not something that I've necessarily seen a lot of Mongols doing, but there were a hell of a lot of holes in this game despite them winning.
I think it's subconscious to some degree. And
Ukrainistler mi?
when
B8.
you're playing online and you're playing as the
B8.
big dog, sort of, you're playing against an underdog, you're just sometimes willing to take more risk, you know. Each individual thinks, yeah, it doesn't really matter if I overpeak here. Oh, yeah, it doesn't really matter if I overextend. And I think it's like subconsciously in the back of the mind of some of these players. Obviously, they're not going into the game thinking, I don't care anymore. You know, I'm just going to play my game. I'm going to take all the duels and yada, yada, yada. But it does feel like whenever you're playing online, sometimes you maybe feel a little bit too overconfident, or you feel the consequences of losing are not as, I guess, severe as it would be on LAN. You know, you don't have a coach behind you who's going to slam you in the back of the head, you know, take a time out and say, dude, don't do that again. It feels a bit more freed up, and I don't think that's an advantage for a team like the Mongols.
It's just, they put themselves in a lot of situations where they do get the openings, and then they don't really tie things together. They don't really get that advantage out of what they just created. They actually just end up being over. Then we have a guy sitting in red room, then he dies. Or then we have another guy dying. They don't get the trades. I did have a case where they had lost up until the game. They had lost up to 4 rounds, and then I did see they started working a lot more towards the A bombs, where it was very easy for them to get the trades. But it just comes later, and they put themselves in so many of these situations that the game gets close. They start fumbling with the economy, and they just start putting themselves in situations again and again and again, where they just seem to not get the thing out of it.
Well, either way, Mongols do prevail, and Payne sadly eliminates us here from the Blast Bounty. We do have NQZ on the line for a few words after that series. I know it's probably hard to put into words right now, but having the advantage on that ancient NQZ, and then things just kind of spiraling out of control for you, can you put into words what was happening during that match?
Was pure chaos, to be honest. A lot of situational rounds that we were in control, and suddenly we lost control. So credit to them, because I think they played well.
NQC, it's not a secret that the beginning of the season for you guys has been a little bit rough, you know. But do you feel that you're starting to trend upwards again? I think today's performance was probably better than for you guys to begin with.
Yeah, I feel like we are growing and getting better. I mean, the game that we showed at Fisher and also at Cologne was not our best, but we had some conversations, and now we're starting to play better and feeling ourselves again, like the pain that you guys saw in Major. So yeah.
What are you feeding Snow at the boot camp? He's been playing pretty well throughout this tournament.
Yeah, he's the most dedicated guy that I ever met and played with. So it's no surprise that he's playing really well, because he puts a lot of hours inside the game and outside the game also. So I'm really happy to see. Mostly because people were saying a lot of bad stuff about him, and now he's popping off, so he deserves it.
It's good to see Snow coming back, and now just shortly talking about the map pool. Now that we don't get to see Anubis anymore, you got to play a little bit of Ancient, and we have seen Overpass coming back into the map pool. How do you guys see yourself in the map pool situation of yours?
Before Anubis was removed, I thought that our map pool was complete shit, to be honest. And now that it's gone, and we got Overpass back and started to play Ancient, I feel like our map pool is getting stronger. And now we got way more maps to play, and not be in that spot that, okay, Anubis is the last map, we're gonna play with our lives because we are not good at the map. So right now we don't feel like that anymore. I think that we are evolving in every map that we play, and our map pool is getting stronger. So yeah.
And QZ, just one final question from me, because obviously by far not the end of the season for you guys. You've got London coming up, you've got CAC. Are you guys going to be staying in the spook camp? Are you guys going to be flying home at all?
Haysan xutur gapirib turaver. O'rnashib. Hamlasizlarga men sizlarni otaman. Hoppa. Qimirlasa qiyin. Wow. Так, bu normal o'yin. Budachi. Skinim qani? Maza yo'qmi ukam? Skin. Ukam maza yo'qmi? Skin qani bular? Kim o'qitishadi? Skin'i qaytsin. Qarash oldi. Qarash. Qara. Vay be, urgan oğlum. Çalışmasın. Tak git yukarı. Vurdu mu ki?
Think they're nice by doing that? Because they're not nice. They just
No, it just spoils the fun, just spoils the party. You know what? If we have that
Bence
situation
Carlos
up
biraz.
here, I can't imagine them looking dead in somebody else's eyes and just going, nah, actually not. No, they're just hiding behind the shield of what is Discord. Either
they
way,
live up to the name, don't they?
let's talk about
Taştı boşlandı.
maybe what hope
Taştı.
they could have in this series, if any, degree. Is there any way that you see Bait getting the better of Mouse on at least even just one map?
I mean, surely they need to win their own map pick. That's probably the first start. Then they need to be playing their A game. I think we need to see Hetrick and specifically Impale, but also Alex play up. We need to see Mouse work quite the opposite.
That being said, maybe the
Talk to me about that Ancient and the pick of Bait coming into this Dupree. Is I mean, if we're saying Mouse have to have an off day in order for Bait to even stand a chance, the odds are already looking horrendous for you, surely.
Yeah, of course, and the fact that Bait gets to play their first pick of answer, that is where they can put in the preparation and
Jure.
they can probably set up a game plan. And they've also looked at the numbers. That's what we heard him say in the interview, that they just looked up some of the numbers, and that's not where they really the greatest. Because if you do take a look at the numbers of the Mousesports video, they do have percentage on the majority of the maps, as long as they don't play Vitality. So obviously it's a tough choice. So the best way is to go in, get your game plan down, get your preparation done, and actually take your map pick.
I'm rooting for Bait now.
Wager or not, we do need to get this game started. It's Bait versus Mouse, beginning on Ancient.
Let's go Bait.
I agree with Pimp. Let's go Bait. Mouse, ooh.
Serious.
They were like, yeah, we'll put the money on. Look, they have a whole crowd watching them. They've assembled this whole thing. They're all the lovely people in Hamburg out
Acayip.
and they wouldn't wager. And they're the favourites. Yeah, I mean, normally it's the underdog. It's like, no, I want to have something from this event other than just the memories of playing. But Bait were down. Bait were down. Mouse, ooh. I mean, the aura is negative.
Cheat.
Aura. It's definitely coming in. Mouse, regardless of money on the
Boşlandı.
line, they wanna make it to lab finals.
Seçilirler.
They've got a pretty good game to do so, but against a hungry Bait, a Bait who believe they can win, a Bait who put their money where their mouth
Tak.
was. As Miles is lacking conviction, in their downfall. Good play. Nolan gets that spot, he rotates quick.
Wow.
Jimmy run down. The problem player for Mouse as of late. The big stage games, Brolin gets through the smoke, shows him how he does it. 2 kills before he's finished off, and low on Torshi. Makes this a very hard round. Through the smoke. Insertion. They have this planter. Good cover is there though. Smoke spam. Potentially playing in. He comes back through, gets his kill.
Agide, yanıda, arkasında.
A beast right now, chasing them down. There's one more man inside of the smoke. Hetrick looking for the clutch. Go on, Hetrick. Gnarly 1v3. And doing more than talking a big game. A Bait, they pull up and they win this pistol round. They claw it back in a 1 versus 3. We're all in on Team Bait. Well, actually, Mouse are. Yeah. Four-piece, 4 Hetrick with the 1v3. This will be a huge upset if Bait can find it today. We have 3 more games left of the online stage, 3 more teams to book into Malta. It's just free aura farming, free good publicity. And also, only for 2.5k. Yeah, it's not like they've said, oh, you know, it's not like Maus have 200k banked up, and so you go, yeah, fair enough. Like, why risk it? Ooh, there's some danger here in middle. Brolin pulls nades, though. That'll be the end of him. Spinks tries to stop him from getting up heaven, but has to smoke instead. 2v3.
Torzi sniper mı?
Round hanging in the balance, but Bait in no hurry.
Torzi. Ara. Oh. 3 canadan yedi.
Opens up A.
on B. Mouse reads this one.
Kill.
She
Wow.
shot.
And Zazor deleted.
No, they're going into
CSGO mu? CSGO.
Spinks is coming back.
Leo.
This scout can even land another tag. One of these players low. Even just bringing them down helps out Spinks. In a very big way. He sits back in the cave waiting for this push in.
Swording.
Tries to catch them. Low HP on head trick. Still Spinks
That's
can't
swording.
find it. And bait. Carve a path back into that round. That's twice over now. They've kind of found themselves hanging in the balance.
Yeah.
They've been ready to match Mouse every step of the way.
Slow start to the series for Mouse. Close rounds, not to be. Beta, no sleeper team. Yes, they're an underdog, but we know this team can upset, catch many rosters off guard. They dispatched them foot in that opening game.
The big bait foot game.
Exactly, it was real. We caught it on camera.
B'de bir kişi.
Anything with pistols will
Belki
be
borsa
a
yaxshi
nice
oldu
clean
deyman.
beginning of the game to bait. One of some major matchups, Harry, this evening. We have Legacy Vitality.
Wow.
Everyone's excited for it, but I'm so worried it's going to be the Happy Gilmore 2 of
Krille bitta buzdu. İkide vurdu endi.
You could have just left it the first one. It was great.
Okay, I like the comparison. I feel like it's meant to be that, but the thing that's exciting is
Hayeshkeli bola ulle.
exciting
They do.
on the game against Fnatic. They came in confident. They were the top seed, but like the new Fnatic roster, maybe with some intrigue, they would be underwhelming. But
The only thing that makes it... Right, here's the big thing, right? Like, Legacy, they are the team that broke the Vitality streak. And everyone said, it's a fluke. If it was a BO3.
they said, yeah,
if it
no,
was a
they still got the
BO3,
BO3
Vitality
streak.
would have won.
Doğrusu AWP'ye puluyla yaptı.
And now you essentially have given them the chance to prove that right.
That's true. It's a good proving ground for Legacy, but
But also, if they win in a BO3, it's like the most legit thing ever. So
it's another case that it's online, so you can squeeze that one. BO1, online BO3, seeding match, whatever you want. You can find something. But no doubt about it, Vitality. Don't want to let that happen. One kryptonite, Dumao and Latta. It's coming up our last game of the day. Here we go. Torshi's AWP is out. Looking for a Torshi
Şunu orta
today.
tutacağım.
Mouse want to make this easy.
Ama Oğuz mazen yok ki.
Rush for bait, or at least the setup of it. Only two players in main, faking it out, forcing Mouse to really panic. Look at that minimap. 4 players leading A. Opens up middle with Roland. We know he loves to push this smoke. Tenses all with some more. Double kill as they pull back from Donut. Hey, leading the way.
No.
Team that plays
Abi
many
Oğuz
other
kutuya
ways.
karadı.
Comfort here.
B'de bekliyor.
Owls who can't leave the pressure at the stage. Fans watching on.
the spirits are high at least. They have that 2,500 in their bank. So
Whatever happened,
whatever happens in a way,
they've won.
they've won.
$500 a player.
Roland.
Can't do anything. They're so low.
Wow, Kiyev'den kirishadi, Qaraqarg'andan kirishadi.
2, and he should get 1.
Wow,
What about
wow,
none?
wow, wow.
Dead immediately. Spinks. He's not going to win this.
Say walking through that door, man.
Do you not just think it's a
Timing'e qara.
hell as well? Like,
Yeah,
you
but
went
you
into
wonder,
this
does it
right
come
in
down
the
to the
hive.
players? Does it come down to the org? Like, who makes that decision?
Who
It's
made the
Psycho.
decision?
That's true. I think we should find out.
and
We
name
should.
them.
Name and shame. Like, I don't see Brolin saying, nah. You know, he's a confident young man. not just like we could get eliminated from a tournament and leave with nothing. Then you're like going into this game thinking, oh, we're gonna lose.
Kara.
So,
The amount they have
Coach.
I'm not gonna, and this isn't, you know, I'm not trying to put anyone down. I just don't think it's life-changing money.
not for that.
You know, Brolin isn't going to leave this game if they lose it and go start like a bakery business on the side with the $500 he's getting.
Şimdi hep ben de yaptım.
So I would go.
Brolin's Bakery. Rose Baked, that's the name.
And he's left some crumbs, but they're delicious.
So I've just kind of been like really stuck on the one
Yeah.
thing. I'm moving past it
It ain't
now,
that deep.
and we're into a whole round. It's a low econ one for the Mouse squad. Bait really showed up in the early stages of this game. A chance to do good on a 5-0 start here.
Spinks needs to find impact with this rifle.
Nice. Yaptı.
Torshi fight red together. Find a 5-on-4, but not going to stop at that. So force the issue. Torshi
Torziya kara torziya.
take him down. Spinks has him trapped, but not for long. And Zizor,
Wow.
but he finds only a triple. That will do. That should win the round.
BG kırdı.
Oh, well, Brolin thought he could have made a play. Maybe Jimmy can. Jimmy P through the back line in a 1v2.
Eko işte öyle.
And he'll save, if I guess.
Eko.
Take full control of this game.
Hang on. He is rooting around here pretty quickly.
Exits are fun. Good for your stats. No win here.
Yeah, that will decide it. Okay, Bait, you have our attention. Not only have we all kind of liked the fact you were willing to wager on this game, which is very ballsy as the big underdog coming into it, but now you're backing it up in the server. It's hard not to respect it. Bait 5-0 up. Maus yet to leave an impression in this game.
Bait turning Hamburg into a library right now. 5-0. Mouse had some trouble with Gamer Legion in their debut, or sorry, against OG in their debut game. Losing out that first map, having to reverse sweep. They did it dominantly in their defense. Come that second and third map, but it was a bit of a slow start, and this one is appearing to be the same. T-side Ancient pulling out all the moves. Kenzazor getting full mid control, round after round. Mouse unable to stop him. Not seeing many opening moves being made for Mouse, not fighting down B. Zor floating in the back line. Bait getting those B executed. Nothing crazy, it's nothing special, it's just working.
Back to the mid-take. Hetrick's been a delight to open up this game. Him and Kenzazor leading the charge for this Bait squad. More ways than one, they'll play first. The two of them out here into mid. It was the AWP roaming for the pick, and now Kenzazor takes the space. Spam. Ooh, he's just missed, firing either side of them. So they make it into the red room. It's a gap that Maus are aware of. Spinks is watching. I like that Bait just pause with this map control. On one hand, you know that this is something Maus have to be considering. You're hoping, though, enough time elapsing, maybe they take their eye off the ball. Let's the rest of the team shuffle around the map as they try to break this into an A split in the mid-round. MPL forced forward. The rest of his team wait back in main. Essential, dead, down in mid. MPL left to try and close the gap, but these two donut players have no reason to fight him. There's no smoke either to block this for bait. This should be pretty unwinnable. That molly, can it give rise to a bomb plant at least?
I'm not writing this one off just yet. Headtrick at a post plant with a strong position, and they're even considering the flank. A couple of kills could come through here for bait. They needed that though. Now it gets very difficult. Open sight lines for Headtrick, hits one, but he's already got to consider the ammo, and Torch is coming in on the back line as well. Headtrick missed opportunities. They're on the full stick, and there's nothing he can do about it. They're going to try and get this AWP out of his hands. That is 2 legs for Headtrick and no kill. Mal's getting loud as they find their first. And clean as can be. Jumping round corners past that all. Positionally strong round for bait, but any of the swing kills that could have made that interesting, they lose.
Nades are punishing, but not enough to deter Kenzazor. Spam could be exertion with a little sprinkling of damage here, but bait, they've just been fine going about this mid control, largely getting it. It's not been a point that Maus are really trying to contest for. Jimmy backs all the way up into the donut, but they're running at him now. It's MPL with the trade. Exertion has to deliver here. First kill connects. Exertion making it look easy, gets out with 2. Bomb plant found for bait again, but low health on Essential. Little time to get set up in this post plant. Alex going to go back and check for Brolin. This was the kill they missed out on last time in their post plant. Brolin getting away with it. Gave Maus a leg up, and he once more deals with the player back in main. It's one of the 2 post plants removed, and with Essential low on health, but a shot away from death. This won't be easy. Smoke in his way as well. He's got a blind spray and hope that this connects. Oh, he gets them off. Essential denies the defuse for now. They're back on it. He's down in the pistol, and the shots just aren't connecting. Just barely. Maus gonna grab that one. Smoke not on the bomb. Smoke in donut, and Essential just spamming through it. Nearly squeaks one past Maus. That would have been a rough round to give away.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it. When you throw that smoke down, you put it down to chance, don't you? You have to spam back. You have to hope for the best. Body blocking from Maus is just enough to win that one. Bullets sail past the defuse as Maus save themselves from a very awkward clutch. They make it interesting. They keep buying. Pressure stays on here for Maus. No time to rest.
It's been, pretty slow rounds played thus far, and so I wonder if Maus are going to be ready for a change in pace here. This should be faster, a bit more explosive. Brolin in danger of getting caught out by the cave. You've been good to kind of sit back and hold on to this util, but not in this round. Maus feeling comfortable at having taken the pace out of the round here with that clash at cave.
Orshi realizes he can fight ahead of this Molotov. It's missed a little bit. It's going to cost him a kill. They get the trade. Spinks forced to check the long side. Flash falls too short. He gets his. Spinks holding on to this B site ahead of all the util. Committed with the flashbang, but they dodge and come back in with the kill. 2v2 here. Flank getting closer. Jimmy moving in on the long side, and now it's suddenly just Headtrick thrust into a clutch. Shifts into the angle, and so Maus will not relent. Building back into this game with 3 rounds straight after a strong start from bait. Maus warmed in now. No more